If you have not had the opportunity yet to get yourself one of these Bamaritas, you better get yourself one. I recommend both the Kiwi Strawberry and the Cadillac.
My favorite.
Yeah, strawberry, your favorite. So now you know Bam Bam is drinking the strawberry kiwi. So make sure you get a hold of that. Tonight we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna watch this NFL draft. There's gonna be a lot of young men that are gonna change their lives forever. They're gonna change their family trees trajectory forever. We're gonna see all that joy right up here on that screen tonight. And we're gonna see what the Seattle Seahawks are going to do in this year's draft. But before we get to that, we have a very, very special thing in store for us here tonight. We have someone that's actually gone through this draft process. Now, as I look out there, let me stand up a little bit. I know there are no other people in this room that have gone through the draft process. Okay? So this is an opportunity for us to sit in a fireside situation. Cam, this is the fire. This is our pretend fire. You got to turn Cam on. You can't not turn Cam on.
Okay. Yeah, this is the fire.
Yeah, we'll pretend this is the fire. Let me get my drink out the fire. Yeah. We're going to get an opportunity to talk to Cam about this process, what it was like for him, and what some of these young men are going to be experiencing tonight. So put your hands together for the Legion of Boom member, NFL great, Seattle Seahawks great, one of the proprietors of this establishment, Kam Chancellor. All right, Cam, it is draft night 2025. But I want to take you back about 15 years.
Sound old, man.
But 15 years ago, you were in the very same position as some of these young men that are going to be drafted tonight. Take us back to that situation where there was a young Kam Chancellor, the season that just ended at Virginia Tech. What happens to Kam Chancellor the day that final game is over?
Man, so yeah, I think after my last collegiate game, which was the Orange Bowl down in Florida, I felt like I didn't know what was next. Everything was new for me. I was a bit nervous, definitely nerve-wracking, but I did have my trainer in my pocket who kept me working out and kept me in shape for whatever it was to come. I did get invited to the East-West Shrine Bowl. I didn't get the Senior Bowl. Everybody wants a Senior Bowl, but I did get the East-West Shrine Bowl. So I got a chance to play in that game and, show the scouts and the teams, my ability and what I would be able to bring to the NFL. I definitely was a player who was kind of under the radar, as you would say. And I felt like that was my opportunity to showcase and show the NFL what kind of caliber player I was. So it was definitely a nerve-wracking moment, but going through those steps of going to the East-West Shrine Bowl, displaying what I can do, continuing to train, getting ready for the combine. And mind you, I played the East-West Shrine Bowl game, and I did so well. I got an invite to the Senior Bowl, but I played so hard and so well that game. I said, "No, I'm good. I don't want to hurt myself. I'm going to get ready for this."
So you played that game. Senior Bowl. After that,
East-West Shrine.
I'm sorry, West Shrine. Almost did not go. Now you have a personal trainer working you out. So there's a situation where you heard the saying, "No days off." What happens now? You start training for the combine. Did you go to the combine?
Yes. So I did go to the combine. So after the East-West Shrine Bowl, I ended up training up at my school at Virginia Tech. My trainer came up there to the school with me, and because I had to finish my credits, and I still wanted to graduate, so I finished my credits, graduated.
Kids, you heard that, right? Kids that are going to do it. Okay, not just because it's school credits.
I wanted to come out early. I was a little big-headed my third year, and I wanted to come out early, but my mom told me I had to graduate, so I went back to school and I graduated. But yeah, so my trainer, he came up to the school with me, and he trained me every day. We were grinding. I work out for intense. I'm the type that hated working out because of how, the things he pushed me to do and the things I put my body through. But it paid off in the end. But yeah, that was my process.
Right on. So, yeah, give him a round of applause. Yeah, he put the work. So the draft is, the workout is done, the combine is done. You go to the combine, do your thing.
Mhm.
Let's fast forward to actual draft day. Now, I know a lot of different players handle draft day different ways. Some guys have giant draft parties. Some guys go to New York to be involved in the ceremony. Some guys just like to be by themselves. What was your situation on draft day?
So on draft day, because I didn't know where I was going, didn't know where I was going to be picked, I just had no clue at all. I got a hotel, what do you call it? Convention room.
Hotel? You didn't have money back then.
A real hotel room. So, we had a conventional space in the hotel room. And it was just it was my family and it was a lot of my friends from the area. And we all sat in it the first day, watching the draft. I'm hoping I'm going to get picked on the first day. Don't know what's going to happen. But on that first day, I remember all the names going past. Safeties, because I'm just worried about the strong safeties. And one of the guys that I kind of compared myself to a little bit was Taylor Mays. He was another big safety in the draft at that time. So I kind of seen us both in that same.
Local boy, Bellevue.
Yep. But he definitely was way faster than me. I give him that. Because the guy ran 4.3, I couldn't do that. He had that. But I was in this conventional room with the family, friends. It was probably about 40 of us, just waiting to get my name called. That didn't happen on the first day. And, this whole process, the whole draft process taught me a lot about the people around me. So the second day, we all come back into the room, probably got about 35 people in there, 30 people in there, and start going down some. Second day, when I was coming out, the draft was a little longer. It's probably like 5 days, I want to say. Now I think it's like 3. So it's a little different. The second day, I'm in there watching TV, just sitting there, hoping my name getting called. Again, nothing happens. So the third day comes around, the crowd gets a little bit smaller. It's probably about 15 people in there, 15, 20 people, just my immediate family. And on that day, that's when I had got called in the 5th round. And, I just burst out in tears, man. I didn't know what to feel, what to expect, but a big guy like me was crying. So y'all know I do cry. I was crying, man, and my family was crying with me. It was life-changing. I didn't know what to expect. Again, that's another pivotal moment in my life. Didn't know what to expect. But I remember them saying, and you might think I'm a little crazy for this, look dumb a little bit, but when they said I was going to Washington, I thought they was talking about DC. Because I was from Norfolk, Virginia, didn't really go anywhere. I didn't know much, never been to the West Coast, didn't know anything. So when they said that, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna be close to home. It's gonna be all right. But then who was my brother? He was like, hey, Cam, you going to the other side of the country. And I'm like, okay, all right. I guess I got to deal with this. And 2 days later, I had to get on that flight and get ready for minicamp. I did not know it was going to be that much rain. They run surprise. I did, but I was prepared though. Because again, I trained hard, so I was prepared for everything that came in. And that's one of the good things I would say about one thing I did. I'm always a guy that prepares. So yeah, I got to minicamp. I see all the different players. I see all the competition. I see the skill level. Yes, it was a little frightening. Just see all these guys that was faster. Some guys who were in the league and just knew a little bit more. But I kept going. I kept going. I just kept putting my foot forward, working hard every single day, showing them my work ethic. And that's one thing they couldn't take from me, my work ethic. My work ethic every single day I showed up. And that's something they couldn't take from me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is unfortunate that you didn't get drafted higher for you and your pocket.
Let me tell you. So I feel like where I got drafted was a blessing. Where I got drafted was a blessing. I'm right where I'm supposed to be right.
Yes.
And that's you can't alter God's plan. That was God's plan for my life. And that's just what it is. You roll with the punches, you go with it, and just be grateful, be thankful for the opportunities. And that was an opportunity for me to change my life, for me to end up in Seattle, which is a place I love now. So, and I knew nothing about Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, is that it ended up being a blessing, not only for you, but for all of us and all the Seahawks fans around the world. We got our hands on one of the greatest safeties to ever play the game of football, ladies and gentlemen. I can say that with all confidence. Thank God for him falling to the fifth round. He would not be here. It would not going to happen. Okay, shift gears real quick. You got into the Seahawks camp. You're a rookie. What was your experience like as a rookie getting here, fifth round guy, looking up at the depth chart, trying to figure out your place?
Again, nerve-wracking. You know, you're around all of these alpha males, and you just don't know if your last day is tomorrow. You know, when you see so many guys get cut left and right, you don't know when your last day is. So you just got to keep working hard, and that's kind of what I did. But I remember one day I was in the hot tub, and Chris Clemens, who was a DN that we had, and I'm just sitting there just nervous, man. Just like, man, what, I don't know if I'm get cut tomorrow, you know, the week after. Just don't know, because I'm thinking some guys that were better than me were getting cut. You know, I'm like, dang, okay, maybe I must be next or something. So I'm just kind of nervous, man. And Chris, I remember him saying to me one time, he said, hey, man, they drafted you. You got a chance at this. You know, they're going to give you at least a chance. And once he told me that, it kind of let me relax a little bit mentally about thinking negative, you know, the negative thoughts about being cut. And it allowed me to focus positively on, like, what I needed to do to be better and to progress this team. So that's kind of right. That was my experience, you know, just my first year, at the beginning of that first year, and nerve-wracking, but I feel like I had some mentors and some older guys who took me under their wing, who gave me the right fruit, who gave me the right food that I needed to flourish.
Yeah. So going back in my memory banks to when you were a youngster, your rookie year, I remember you really stood out with special teams. You made a lot of plays on special teams. Tell us about that and what that transition was like from becoming a special team star to becoming a starter.
Yeah, so I looked at special team like an opportunity. You know, in college, I played special teams and I also played on the defense. So playing special teams was just another opportunity to get on the field to showcase who you are. You know, and I looked at it that way. And it was also, especially, it was like a one-on-one match every single time. So it's mano a mano. So it's your chance to say, okay, this guy can't hit me. This guy, I'm going to be faster than this guy. I'm going to outwork this guy. I'm going to outmuscle this guy. I'm going to outsmart this guy. So, you know, I took special teams to heart. I played like I was a starter on defense. You know, it was the same thing, and I was contributing to the team. I could get a turnover on special teams. You know, it was contributing to the team. And I think my coaches saw the impact that I had on special teams. First of all, they used to have me go against all the biggest people in the world. They just matched me up with all the big folks.
I mean, you were not small.
Yeah, but these guys, like, it was only like 230. These guys are like,
I'm only 230, right?
These guys like 300 pounds, though. Oh, yeah. And running down full speed, 60 yards, you got to stand in front of them and just take this hit.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot. It's a lot for you, man. But, you know, I got a heart, though. That's one thing that I have, a big heart. And I ain't afraid of it. So, you know, just taking on that special team role, it helped show the coaches and the team what the fans was. And they wanted to find a way to get me on the field. So they created a package. They created a package of 5 or 6 DBs on the field. And I was that 6 DB. That would come in and guard all the big tight ends on different teams. So again, it gave me an opportunity to get on the field. It gave me an opportunity to play against some of the best tight ends in the game. Tony Gonzalez, like against him was crazy. Yeah. But it taught me a lot, man. You know, he schooled me as a rookie. But it taught me, man. I took all my lessons. You know, it was incredible, man, special teams. Because I think special teams is what catapulted me to the next phase of my career.
Yeah, definitely. And you did catapult for sure. So let's talk about this real quick. You have moved on from special teams. Now you become a starter. You become Bam Kam Chancellor, leader of the Legion of Boom. Legion of Brothers.
Love our brothers.
Love our brothers.
Love our brothers.
So let's talk about this situation. Now let's say we're 3 years into the career of Kam Chancellor. You're a starter. You're a mainstay. The fans know you, they love you, your jersey is everywhere. How do you now watch the NFL draft? Because ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know this, every single year, it's not personal, but the NFL is drafting your replacement every single year. And he's going to be younger, he's going to be faster, and he's going to be cheaper. So now, when you watch the draft now, you're 3 years in, How are you watching that? With a little bit of anxiety, maybe, or a little bit of I don't care who they bring in.
You know, I was confident in my abilities. I was confident in my knowledge and the job that I had. And I was confident in what I brought to the team. So I never worried about anybody taking my position because nobody was me. You can't create another Cam. You can't create another Bam. So I was never worried about that. But I did respect others, other players and what they brought and contributed to the team. But one thing about me is I believe in each one teach one. I always taught the guys behind me anything I knew, any newcomer, hey, how you doing? I'm Cam. I'm gonna introduce myself, make me feel at home because it's a team, it's a brotherhood. So I was never worried about, somebody taking my spot. I was more so trying to bring everybody in so they can feel comfortable because I know how I felt when I came from Norfolk, Virginia. So that was my whole thing about, that's what Legion is. It's about serving. The building you guys are in right now, Legion is about serving shit. It's about putting your ego to the side. It's about your brother. It's about the man next to you. It's about not thinking less of yourself, but thinking how you say it. I'm gonna come back to that. But Legion is definitely about just it's bigger than yourself. Bigger than yourself, and that's what it was all about, man. I didn't have time to think about myself because I was too concerned about making sure the next man was okay.
Yeah, I agree. And anybody that's out there that remember those incredible days of the Legion of Boom and the Seahawks in those years, you know that even though each player was great in and of themselves, the sum was greater than each part.
Oh yeah,
the combination of each part. Yeah, it was a great combination of incredible men, and you can tell because everybody that was involved in that during that time of the Seahawks has gone on to do something great post NFL career. Before we get you out of here, Cam, I got the last couple of questions. Tonight's draft is coming up in 4 minutes. You guys ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we move on to that, tonight's draft, there's going to be a lot of incredible talent being drafted tonight. Is there anybody off the top of your head that you can think of that you're excited to see play on the next level? And also, is there anybody that you might know on a personal level? Just curious.
All right, so I might be a little biased about this, but I do have a nephew in the draft right now. He's DeAndre Smith. He's a receiver out of Auburn, and he's a 4.38 guy. What's that? You know what? He did do 4 years at Penn State, but he finished at Auburn though. So I give you a little bit of that. You get a little bit of point.
But I correct you on your own question.
That's my family, man. Come on. Nah, he did do 4 years at Penn State, so you can say Penn State. I give you that. But no, I'm excited about my nephew coming into the draft and excited about where he's going to get picked. I hope he gets picked in Seattle. I would love to have him out here, man. Getting rid of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. I feel like we need some more receivers. I know we picked up 2 more, but I feel like my nephew can be a great addition to the Seattle Seahawks. So hopefully they pick me up.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed. Cam's nephew. Again, last question before we get you out of here, Cam. You've done such an incredible job with the Seahawks. We love you for what you've done for the city. What's next for Kam Chancellor? Obviously, we have this incredible establishment that we're all enjoying right now, Legion. But I know your drive and your passion and your dedication and your zest for life has in store for incredible things. What's up?
So what's next is exactly what I'm doing now. I tell people all the time, I won my Super Bowl in my respective industry. So now I want to go out and help others win their Super Bowl in their respective industry. So I'm in the business world now. I invest in a lot of different, businesses, things that are part of my lifestyle, things that I love. And I just want to find like entrepreneurs with intrinsic value, businesses, entrepreneurs with innovative ideas. And I just want to continue to keep helping them, because I can sell off the win and just do everything by myself and just chill and hang out with the family. But it's bigger than that. It's not just about me. And to whom much is given, much is required. Yeah. So I've been blessed with a lot, and I feel like I've been blessed with the ability to make impact. So why not continue to do that for others?
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only Kam Chancellor.
Thank you. I appreciate you all coming out, man. I hope the team takes care of you all. We got a fabulous staff, and it's a lot of hard work in the restaurant industry. I give all the credit to my staff. They do a great job at making this place great, making the place beautiful, and I hope that they're all serving you well. So just thank you all for coming today.
That's good stuff. All right, y'all. You guys got an exclusive, once in a lifetime opportunity to talk right here, hear from the one and only Kam Chancellor, a future Hall of Famer, y'all. Not only will this man be in the Ring of Honor, this man will be in the Hall of Fame. You heard it right here. Tonight, we're going to have lots of things going on, lots of drinks, lots of food specials. We're going to have some trivia going on. Make sure you look at those cards on your table. Fill those out tonight. We're going to be giving away some incredible gift cards, courtesy of our friends at Amazon. And we'll have some other things as well. And also, while you're out here, don't forget to get your Bammarita. That's right. The signature drink seltzer put together by Kam Chancellor and our friends at San Juan. The draft is coming up in just about a minute, y'all. So let me hear you say, Steve! Oh! Steve! Oh! Steve! Oh! Let's go draft some big asshole linemen.
There you have it, everybody. Kam Chancellor addressing everybody here. Let's support the draft kicks off. Tons of fun. If you're in the area, there's some plenty of time to get down there for the seats. Come on up, say hi to Kam, enjoy the food. See you down here.